Hey everyone, it's been a little while and I just wanted to sit down with you and catch up. If you are new here, welcome. And if you've been here a while, I just want to say thank you for sticking with me, even though I haven't been posting much lately. Today, I really just wanted to sit down and open up with you a bit about where I've been and why I've been so quiet lately. As some of you know, I moved to Vienna, Austria almost a year ago now. And while moving to a new country has been an incredible experience, it's also been pretty overwhelming at times. Between finding a new place, getting settled here in our apartment, learning a new language again, and just adjusting to a completely new way of life, it's really taken a lot of energy and focus. And don't get me wrong, Vienna is absolutely amazing. I love exploring this new city, the architecture, the history, the shopping, but moving anywhere new comes with a little bit of a learning curve. And for a while, I don't know, I kind of felt out of my element. Since 2019, I have moved 3 times, from Germany to Hawaii, from Hawaii to DC, and now DC here to Vienna. That constant change and upheaval just really made it hard for me to really feel settled and grounded. And that really impacted my motivation to create. I just didn't have the energy to sit down and create, and I was feeling really drained. Beyond that, I left a job when we moved here to Vienna, and between feeling disillusioned with content creation and then just no longer having that day-to-day structure, I just started to feel a little bit lost. I didn't know what my purpose was anymore. Without the routine of work or inspiration to create, I just found myself wondering what I was supposed to be doing with my days. It was like I was just floating around with no direction. And honestly, I don't want to just churn out content just for the sake of it, especially when I'm not feeling inspired about anything. I've always wanted everything that I create to be authentic and meaningful. And when that spark is missing, I just couldn't bring myself to put something out there that didn't reflect my best work. So in the midst of adjusting to this huge change, I just kind of found myself in a bit of a rut, both creatively and personally. To top it off, I have had a few health issues arise that I'm not really ready to talk openly about yet, but you may have seen that I did recently have to have knee surgery. So here I was trying to adjust to a new country and dealing with pain and then recovery from surgery and just really trying to figure everything out. I'm not gonna lie, it has been tough. And it definitely wasn't my most glamorous or creative time. There were many more days of me just lounging on the couch with an ice pack on my knee than I care to admit. I also just felt really disillusioned with content creation. I was putting out videos and I just felt like I wasn't reaching the audience that I wanted to. Growth has been pretty slow for me and the engagement just wasn't there. And then of course I started to get some negative comments that really impacted my confidence. I know it's easy to say don't let it get to you, but when you're passionate about something and you put so much time and effort into it, it's hard, really hard to not be affected by hurtful words. And it's not just the blatantly rude or mean comments, though those definitely do sting. It's the consistent, unsolicited opinions and critiques that really start to weigh on you. It's one thing to share thoughts in a supportive and constructive way, but sometimes people forget that creators are real people. We're not just content machines. The unsolicited criticisms that are often framed as just being honest or I'm just giving advice can be incredibly draining, especially when you didn't ask for it. You're not asking for these opinions. And it's tough when these opinions are not even necessarily intentionally cruel, but they really still hit hard. When you're constantly barraged with comments where, someone's telling you that they don't like how you've styled your hair, or they don't think that you're dressing flatteringly, or they critique how you express yourself, or even how you film a video. Those little comments just start to really build up. And over time, they just chip away at your confidence and the joy of what you do. It's exhausting to feel that everything you do is up for judgment. And as a content creator, we can't just ignore the comments. It's built into how our whole job works. Our acknowledgement of the comments is in part how the algorithm works to push out our content. And, we have to read those comments to filter through the good ones and actually engage with the good comments and questions that you have. We can't just post things and walk away. And of course, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Nobody's taking that away from people. But not every opinion needs to be voiced, especially if it's unsolicited or unkind. If you wouldn't say it to someone's face, why do you think it's okay to say it to somebody online? Social media might feel impersonal, but behind every post and every video is a real person with real feelings. And, we're all just trying to do our best here. I don't think people realize how much the cumulative harm their comments can cause, even if they don't really intend it. And lately, I have found myself in the trap of comparing myself to other creators. As they say, comparison is the thief of joy, and they are absolutely right. I really started to look at other creators and just wonder how it was that they were able to achieve such amazing growth in such a short time, while I was just kind of plodding along. And so naturally the imposter syndrome kicked in and I just kept, doubting myself and my ability to reach the community and grow the community that I really had hoped for. And look, I'm never going to use tactics like rage baiting or, talking about super controversial topics or salacious content. And, I'm not going to buy views or followers. That's just, it's not my way. So I just have to come to terms with the fact that, while my growth may be slow and steady, it is authentic, and that's really what matters to me. And I really hate to admit how much follower numbers and engagement impact a creator's motivation. It's really kind of embarrassing. And I think we all know how frustrating social media algorithms can be when you're putting so much time and effort into something that you're proud of, but you put it out there and it just feels like it's going out into a black hole. It's incredibly discouraging. And after a while, it just stopped being fun. So when we moved, I took this time to kind of step away for a bit, and kind of figure out what was really important to me and really get back to why I started doing this in the first place. I started questioning whether I was on the right path, whether I was making any kind of impact. So I took a break. And during that break, I just realized something that I do love creating, and I would consistently get DMs from you guys, just, expressing and sharing how my content or something that I said or shared had resonated with you and had, helped you to build your confidence, or to, realize that you too, as a plus size person, could dress in vintage, or that you finally learned how to do a hairstyle. And so getting those messages was incredibly meaningful to me. And again, it's kind of embarrassing to admit that, we need that kind of feedback to keep that motivation going, but it really does help. And I realized I do love creating. I love sharing my passion for vintage fashion, for history, for beauty. And I just needed to remind myself that, growth and numbers aren't everything. What really matters is that I'm creating content that I'm proud of and that it connects with the people who get it. And maybe that is you. One thing that has really kept me going during this time of my move and just kind of figuring things out is my Patreon community. I started it as a way to kind of create more of an intimate space for those who really love vintage fashion and lifestyle as much as I do. And honestly, it has been a lifeline for me. I love sharing behind the scenes moments, little sneak peeks of some projects that I've been working on, and of course my monthly Zoom meetups that I have with my New Look members. Those have brought me so much joy. Having these monthly discussions and connecting with such wonderful people and just knowing that they're there has really been such a light for me. It's kept the spark alive for me, and it's really helped me to understand what types of information people are wanting and interested in. And I'm just really, really grateful for it. And recently I have started to feel that spark of creativity come back. I feel like I'm finally in a place where I can sit down, I can make videos, not because I feel like I have to, but because I want to, because I actually have something to say. And honestly, this time away from the channel has kind of helped me to figure out really what I want from this channel moving forward. And I've also started to write again and revive my blog. I realized how much I enjoy writing long form content. It's where I began. That's how I started this whole journey. And it just gives me a bit of a different outlet than video does. And I've also realized that writing my blog posts again has sort of unlocked a part of my brain that I was really struggling with when I was trying to write my YouTube scripts. So I like the idea of having a written blog post to accompany my YouTube videos, and so they can be posted together. But what I was trying to do was start with writing the YouTube script and the concept and everything, and then I would try to convert that into a blog post. But for some reason, lately, I've been flip-flopping that. And I've been writing the blog post, and then I'm able to convert it into a YouTube script. And for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't think about it before, but that seems to work better for me. And so that's really kind of helped to break this writer's block of sorts. And so I'm writing more for the blog, and then I'm able to kind of extract that information and create it into a YouTube video. So you'll probably see more of those, where I have a similar thing for the blog and a video to kind of accompany it. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now for a few subjects, but I am making my way back. I slowly but surely, but I do want to start diving back into making videos that inspire and entertain, of course, topics on vintage fashion, beauty, history, and then maybe even a few lifestyle pieces of, now that I live here in Vienna and my adventures of living here and also traveling around Europe and other places. But I want to make sure that it's fun and entertaining and that it's authentic to me. I just want to reconnect with the reasons that I started this to begin with. which is to share my love of vintage, all things vintage, and inspire others and connect with people who, also share these passions, and to build a community. Ultimately, I just really want to say thank you. Thank you for your patience, your kindness, and for sticking with me, even though I know I've been a bit MIA. I'm really grateful for the community that we have built and for your support and really just allowing me to take this time to regroup. I'm really looking forward to getting back to creating content that feels true to me and hopefully will resonate with you as well. So that's where I have been. That's what has been going on with me in the last year or so. But I'd really love to hear from you. What's been going on with you? What are some things that you are interested in seeing? What kinds of videos are you most excited to see from me? Your feedback is so important, and I'm just really excited to see what happens next. And, I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. I'll see you soon.